Well, remember that part of the crypto robot reports, the bare naked wealth, as well as Clif High reminding us, guys, some of these ICOs just ain't gonna make it past the end of this year. Some of them are not gonna make it. He didn't know which one. They didn't say which one. But he said, be prepared. Not all are gonna make it. So having said that, here's a couple I've never even heard of that are not going to make it, for sure. And the good news is, like I said, I've never heard of it, which means I've never even talked about it on my channel, which is beautiful because that means the chances of you guys hearing it are even slimmer, maybe. Then again, you probably have other sources other than JSNIP4. But I'm going to assume that those other sources haven't been talking about this one, I'm hoping. Because if they have and you got into it, you're probably finished. Unless the Security and Exchange Commission or government can somehow get what you gave them and give it back to you. And good luck with all that. But it's only two. Never heard of these. Looking at what they were trying to do, to me, was nonsense anyways. Again, if you did any kind of due diligence, claiming they have this, this guy had all his lawyer, his law for, his network of people that was working for him, from the lawyers to this group to that, they didn't even exist. Like, I mean, you could like, do a tiny bit of due diligence and found that out. Like, okay, this is complete garbage. Anyways, SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, this is from Zero Hedge, files first ever civil fraud charges against ICO companies. It's really one guy with two different ICOs. That didn't take long. After issuing a ruling in July that officially... Oh. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. I interrupt this kind of breaking news as you heard my phone go off. Remember I was telling you, got a handyman, couple guys are coming out this coming up weekend, which is today, Saturday, which you'll see this Sunday. They're gonna get started on putting the wall up, yada, yada, yada. So it's about 8 something in the morning. Probably should text them, call them, make sure you're definitely coming. After all, it's a Craigslist handyman, Oh man, yeah, listen, woke up today to a flat tire, my trailer. I've got to now go find a freaking tire to put on this thing. And I live out in Tarpon Springs, and where you are, it's already going to be at least an hour and something to get to you. And yeah, but I'll call you or text you or whatever and let you know when I'm on my way. Had a sneaky suspicion that was going to happen when Friday he was supposed to meet me here. Oh, my buddy needed my help on this other one. He needs some help, so I'm not gonna be able to come out there today, Friday, because he was gonna come look at it, tell me what I need, boards, this, that. This is what I need you to order, pick up at Home Depot or whatever, or at least order and they'll pick it up for Saturday. So now I'm thinking to myself, well, Saturday, you don't even know what you're getting into yet, so I'm gonna have to wait for you to get here, whenever that is. Assuming it might have been 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning at first, before I found out he, quote unquote, had a flat tire. So, anyways, let me pick up the phone and call. Don't like where I can already get that sense, that feeling, the crypto wars force, may the force be with you. The crypto force was telling me, call them. Don't wait for them to call you or show up, because you know how that goes. This is Craigslist. Yeah, I got a flat tire. I'm not going to... Okay. And the interesting thing was, on Craigslist, there was a number listed. I called, texted. The guy replied, yeah, hey, my partner Scott or whatever, call him. He can, coordinate this or whatever. So I call Scott, no answer. Matter of fact, neither of these guys answer. Okay, I'll text. Yep, Friday will come. I'll come. This and that didn't happen. Saturday, flat tire. Okay, so I text both. First of all, what time are you guys coming? Whatever. The one guy replies, I'll ask Scott. Scott's the one that has the flat tire, couldn't show up. Yada. Scott tells me what I just told you. I can't make it right now. I'll be there a little later, kind of a thing. And my wife says, you know what that means. This is the kind of guy that's going to come out, do a couple small things. Just to, hey, I need a little down payment. Can you, because they always want half up front, right? Well, And the next thing you know, you're calling and texting, come back out and finish the job. Hey, what's going on? You know, dragging their feet. She says, it's going to be one of those. I said, you're absolutely right. Let me call somebody else. Call another guy. I've been doing this for 18 years. I'll be out there 8 a.m. sharp Sunday, which is by the time you see this, around the same time anyways. They'll be out here to give me a quote. I'm going to come out. I'll tell you exactly what you need. I can get the parts. I can put it in the quote. Or if you want to buy the stuff and whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the same. It's up to you. Doing this for 18 years. And I can't start tomorrow, but I can give you the quote. And the earliest I could start would be about Tuesday or so. That's okay. Because if he comes out here and I can tell him what I want done and that sort of thing, I don't have to actually be here in this little building out here. Right? Not a problem. You know, hey, have at it. My wife's here anyways. You know, whatever. I can come check on him, you know, throughout the day if I need to. So I just got a text back from the original guy. So I texted Scott, you know, the one that couldn't make it. Listen, I need to get this done a little quicker. I went ahead and called somebody else. They're going to come out and do this. He, I guess, relayed the message to the other guy. Maybe the other guy was asking him, hey, Scott, what's going on with that one job? And Scott said, oh, he hired somebody else. Scott, I'm just using my psychic powers that I don't have. Scott, why is he using somebody else? You were going there today to start on this. Well, and he probably laid the same nonsensical story, I guess, to this guy that this guy's probably used to hearing. Oh, old unreliable Scott. Old unreliable Scott at it again. Again, just guessing. So he texts me, the main guy, because he says, sorry, Joe, Scott is a liar. He said he was going to meet you 2 days ago, again, Friday, which, whatever. He's crying about he needs money. I was trying to help him. Did not think he would pull this crap. I reply back. I went ahead and called someone else. It's going to come out tomorrow morning. I just don't have time or the patience for riffraff. That's my response, because now I'm upset. I understand, really sorry, he has some problems in life and lets them interfere with his work. Good luck, hope all goes well. Thanks. Send. Appreciate your concern. But in all fairness, I did call you. You told me, you know, such and such. And then all of a sudden, call my partner Scott, which I thought maybe you guys were a tag team and building, you know, you both come out and work, whatever kind of thing. When really it's like each man for themselves. I got some jobs, you can work on that job, I'll work on this job, and you do your own thing, I do my own thing. I guess that's kind of how that was going. So, as Dr. Evil would say, Scotty doesn't. What was this guy's name? Scott. I'm gonna say because whatever his name is does. Scotty doesn't. So, anyways, yeah. Time is money. My time is valuable, just like anybody else's. And if I'm willing to pay you money to come out here and do this flipping job. Again, I know what this economy is like. I know what the real numbers are. I talk about it every flipping day. People should be knocking my doors down. Hey, I'll do it. Pay me. I've done it. I'll come up. Okay. You know, I'm not going to take no riffraff work either. You ain't cutting corners. I'm paying you. You're going to do it right. Call this other guy. Sounds good. Talks good. Hey, I'll be there first thing 8 a.m. sharp, etc. I could probably start around Tuesday or so. You know, I'll come out, but let me give you the quote first. I'll come out and give you an exact quote of what it's going to cost. That's what you want. And by the way, since you're here, the wall, the ceiling, I may have you take down these boards, put up insulation in them, even though, like I said, this room doesn't get hot really at all, even with the air conditioner off all day long, which is surprising to me. It's just wood on the outside, wood on the inside for the walls. It's just hollow inside, you know, and there's no insulation. So the question is, do I want to have them take the wall? They're nailed down, not screwed. They're nailed. I can look at them. They're nailed. Wouldn't take too long to pop them off, right? Or at least pop them off enough to where you can bend the board and shove some insulation in. You know, maybe I'll have them do that. I don't know. You know, I want to do it right. But maybe he'll come in and see and be like, oh, you really don't need to worry about that. And if he convinces me that that's the case, I'll probably just let it ride. But at least, yeah, definitely put some good insulation in the ceiling. By the way, you want to do some roof work? Needs a new roof. Needs take that old crap off, a couple of soft spots, fix it. You're gonna come out. You're gonna do good work. You're gonna come out and do it when you say you're gonna do it. Not give me any riffraff stories. And surprisingly, this guy didn't say anything about me using the word riffraff. Oh no, it's not riffraff. We do, Scotty's a good guy. No, Scotty's got some problems. Riffraff. And he's letting his personal problems interfere with work and money. Right? So could you imagine if I waited today to let this guy come to my house, start on the project? Hey, I need, as they always will say, I need some money down to start. Okay, here's whatever. Okay, I'm going to go get this. Okay, I got to leave. Something will come up. 100%. Something is going to come up and he's going to have to leave and I'm going to be hounding him. Hey, said you're coming back the next day. Something else happened. Okay, listen. Now you're aggravating the shit out of me. And now I'm getting pissed, right? Who needs that? So the key here is find somebody qualified. And I think I found somebody. The guy's coming out ASAP. Tomorrow morning, first thing, early. 8 a.m. he will be at my house. Sunday. Check it out. Here's the quote. This is what you need. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I'll do the roof. I'm going to ask him. In our kitchen, in the house, we have red brick. I don't know how that happened, why it happened. I think it was part of the house a long time ago before this company came in and, this real estate company that I bought it from. It's literally red brick, like you'd expect for a wall. Just in the kitchen, which behind the kitchen is like a little, like kind of like the laundry room or whatever, and then a bathroom. It's the only place in the house that has this stuff. It's kind of weird, but it did look like they put it in, whoever the original owner, whatever it was, which is odd to walk on barefoot, because you've got the little dips and the cracks or whatever, the brick, and just weird. So my wife and I are like, yeah, when whoever comes over, we'll kind of ask them about that, like, can you just put like a thin layer of like cement or something like over the top of it, and then put down like tile or whatever. Who knows, but that'll be something else we ask this guy. So now that my aggravation is a little bit out of the way, let me tell you what about this SEC thing here. After issuing a ruling in July that officially declared that the tokens sold during initial coin offerings must be registered as securities, a ruling that many hope would lend a badly needed veneer of legitimacy to the shady ICO market, the SEC is following through with what we imagine will be the first of many civil actions against ICOs and the individuals who launched them. The agency on Friday announced civil actions against two companies and their founder, businessman Maxim Zaslavsky, for violating anti-fraud and registration provisions of federal securities laws after misleading investors in a pair of so-called initial coin offerings, ICOs, purportedly backed by investments in real estate and diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. It's important to remember that this is a civil complaint. The SEC doesn't have the power to make arrests. To do that, it must work in tandem with the FBI. Zaslavsky is a free man. However, his assets and those belonging to his companies have been frozen. Instead, the agency is seeking to permanently ban him from participating in any future digital currency offerings, along with what we imagine will be a hefty fine or fines. In its press release, the SEC accused him and his companies of selling unregistered securities while also alleging that the digital tokens or coins he was peddling didn't really exist. According to the SEC's complaint, investors in ReCoin Group Foundation and DRC World, also known as Diamond Reserve Club, were told, presumably by him, that they could expect sizable returns from the company's operations, when neither had any real operations to speak of. As we've previously reported, the ICO market has exploded since late last year. The total sum raised has already reached $1.3 billion, with more expected by year's end. However, the ease with which unscrupulous people could fraudulently market their tokens and earn big money has attracted attention from regulators all over the world. China cited fears about abuses related to ICOs as the reason for shuttering all local digital currency exchanges. Russia briefly flirted with the idea as well. Earlier today, FINMA, the Swiss government body responsible for regulating markets, said it was investigating several ICOs for possible fraud. In its press release announcing the investigations, the regulator explained that because ICOs are structured in a similar way to traditional stock offerings, they fall under the agency's purview. Of course, that could be argued in court, but then again, who wants to deal with that anyways? So every time it has received a complaint related to ICOs, its representatives have pursued that complaint. To the best of our knowledge, these are the first indications that any official regulatory action is being taken against ICO purveyors in either the U.S. or Switzerland. In its civil complaint, the SEC alleges that from July 2017 to the present, Zaslavsky, the president and sole owner of the companies, fraudulently raised at least $300,000 from hundreds of investors through various material misrepresentations and deceptive acts relating to supposed investments in digital tokens or coins offered first by Recoin, which is REcoin, then by Diamond during the ICOs. He allegedly touted Recoin as the first ever cryptocurrency backed by real estate. Alleged misstatements to Recoin investors included that the company had a team of lawyers, professionals, brokers, and accountants that would invest Recoin's ICO proceeds into real estate when in fact none had been hired or even consulted. Zaslavsky and Recoin allegedly misrepresented that they had raised between $2 million and $4 million from investors, when the actual amount is approximately $300,000. He then carried the scheme over to Diamond Reserve Club. He marketed the organization as one that invests in diamonds and obtains discounts with product retailers and for individuals who purchase memberships in the company. Despite their representations to investors, the SEC alleges that Zaslavsky and Diamond have not purchased any diamonds nor engaged in any business operations. Yet they allegedly continue to solicit investors and raise funds as though they have. In Zero Hedge article here. So, are you surprised in this kind of an instance that something like this would happen to this guy? Absolutely not. This is a fraud from left to right, up and down. It is a fraud 100%. You're claiming things you don't have. You're claiming things you're going to do you're not doing. You've claimed things you said you did do, you haven't done, and it doesn't appear to be planning on doing. You're saying you raised millions of dollars, you've only raised $300K, right? So this is about as bad as it gets. I don't know how much worse it could get from this one. So as Clif High predictably, not predictably, but as he predicted, and I should say predictably so, some of the ICOs ain't gonna make it. Home is what you make it. What? You like to see homos naked? No, boy. Home is what you make it. Home is what you make it. Well, if you like to see homos naked, that's your business. Joe Dirt, thank you. Anyways, not bothered by this. Like, are all ICOs in trouble now? No. That's why you've got to do your own due diligence every time. And by the way, even though I come out here and I do my own, and I'll let you know, I'm psyched about this one. I'm not real psyched about this one, but I think I'm going to throw a little bit at this one just for the hell of it. I'll let you know how I feel on these things. I would never in a million years come out and talk about one of these pieces of garbage like this. However, somebody got to some of these people because they were able to raise $300,000. It does let you know how much of a piece of garbage it is. When an ICO comes out, if it only does that kind of funding, that speaks volumes in and of itself. It's horrible. Can the tokens even be traded yet? Did he actually even, do anything yet? Did they get released? Or did he just take everybody's ETH so far? Like, holy crap. But anyways, take care.